today's show. Welcome to InFocus. I'm Isabel Harding. Let's get started with our daily pick. We'd like to thank Sam Hirschman for sending today's daily pick our way. And remember, anyone can send in a daily pick. Simply tweet it to us at @PallyInFocus. Today's pick is another submission about opinions on clothes. If a human wore Timbs, how would it wear them? The first option is covering both legs, and the second looks like how most people wear shoes, except that there is one on his head. Vote on our Twitter of how a human should wear Timbs. Now let's see what's going on around campus in today's campus bulletin. Friday is Club Day 2. Head out to the quad after Friday's show to learn more about and hopefully join some of Pally's amazing clubs. Project Anybody, Any standing for Earth Needs You, is a Pally club that cares about the earth by planting trees. The club is planning a tree planting this week at Bixby Park. The event this Sunday at Bixby Park, Palo Alto, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Lunch and snacks will be provided and students can earn service hours for participating. Head to the URL on your screen for more info or visit anybody.org. Valgrams will be sold on the quad and outside the MAC starting today and ending next Thursday, February 8th. Buy one for $3 or two for $5. This past Saturday, Pally Scioli medaled 11 times at the GGSO Golden State Invitational. Congratulations to all of the team's members. Girls in STEM is hosting a panel about breaking boundaries in STEM next Tuesday. At the panel, 4 women in STEM from a variety of cutting-edge Google projects will discuss their interests, career paths, and any advice they have for high schoolers. The panel will be followed by a mixer where students will be able to meet the panelists and other attendees over free snacks and drinks. The panel will take place during Flex Sony at 1 p.m. It features Sonia Fien, Katie Blummer, Grace Kahumba, and Janet Zhao. This event is in collaboration with the Pally Robotics and is sure to be a success. YCS Interact is holding a meeting tomorrow, Thursday, February 1st. It will be at lunch in room 215. There will be snacks and a service project where students can earn 25 minutes of community service hours. Moving on now from what's going on around campus to what's happening in the world today. Topping today's headlines. President Donald Trump delivered his State of the Union speech on Tuesday, calling for both Republicans and Democrats to look past their national divisions for the American people. The president's speech touched topics on his economic success, low unemployment, and the soaring stock market, but that he seeks for a compromise with illegal immigration. He also invited many guests that sparked emotional moments, such as the parents of Otto Warmbier. According to statistics from CNN, Trump has recorded the lowest net positive rating at a State of the Union, 48% since 1998. Taking place today is the infamous blue blood moon, but what exactly is that? Well, firstly, it's the third in a series of supermoons, where the moon is closer to Earth in its orbit, making the moon brighter than usual. It's also the second full moon of this month, commonly known as a blue moon, and it's passing through the Earth's shadow, giving the viewers in the right location a total lunar eclipse. It also gives the moon a reddish tint known as a blood moon. Facebook is banning ads for cryptocurrency to help crack down on scammers. That ban includes ads for payment like Bitcoin. Facebook said that in a blog post Tuesday that promotions for those kinds of products may be deceptive and threaten security. The new ad policy, which Facebook called intentionally broad, also restricts ads for binary options and initial coin offerings. It will be enforced on Instagram as well. That's what's happening now, but let's look at what happened today in the past in this installment of Today in History. Today in 1865, the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was passed. The amendment, which officially abolished slavery, was adopted on December 6, 1865, and changed the life of many African Americans for the better. Now it's time to get another piece of the puzzle, as we see if we can figure out who this week's Guess Who staff member is. Today's clue is that this staff member played volleyball, basketball, and did the high jump in high school. Do you know who it is? Be sure to tweet your guesses to us at Pally InFocus. We will feature the winning names on Friday when we meet our Guess Who's secret staff member. Finn Minuti is in the studio now with the latest in Pally sports news.
Thanks, Isabel. Yesterday, there was great basketball action. The girls' JV basketball team lost to Santa Clara by a score of 44-31. And the boys' freshman basketball team beat Menlo by a score of 46-36. Unfortunately, the score for the girls' varsity basketball game against Santa Clara was not reported. Athletes, make sure to remind your coaches to report the scores of each game. Now for upcoming games. Both JV and varsity boys soccer will head over to Los Altos at 3:30 today. The boys varsity basketball team will play at Los Altos at 7 o'clock, and both JV and varsity girls soccer will play Los Altos at home at 3:30 as well. That's all from me. Back to you, Isabel.
Now it's time to find out who our birthday boys and girls are for today. InFocus wishes a very happy birthday to Javier Santu, Jackson Clow, Jordan Parker, Daniel Rebellio, Jenny Tsang, and Amy Liu. Pally's journalism department is renowned for its popular journalism department. Students work hard to create the many publications being produced about a myriad of topics. But what happens when a student or group of students would like to explore a topic that isn't covered by a current publication? That was the topic of the Pally Verdes magazine incubator. The incubator produced ideas for 2 special editions. Nornavid sits down with one of the creators of this special publication in today's Campus Zoom.
Thanks. I'm joined by Frances from Verde Magazine, who's here to talk about a side project that she's doing off of Verde.
Yeah, so I'm here from Veritas, which is a special edition of Verde Magazine. We're a science special edition, so we focus on the Pally community and all the interesting research going on and how science intersects with our everyday lives here in Palo Alto.
So what made you interested in making a subject, like a science-oriented magazine?
Sure. So there's so many interesting topics to explore in science, and sometimes it feels as if, we don't really get out of the textbook and into the real world and our everyday lives.
That's so important to do that,
Yeah, so that's why Veritas we created Veritas, and that's what we aim to approach with our content. In our newest issue, we have stories talking about concussions suffered by Pally athletes and sleep deprivation, which is something I'm sure all of us have experienced.
So is Verde going to still include some articles related to science, or is this going to be something completely different, but just only holding science issues?
Sure, so Veritas is a special edition. We are going to have mostly science-oriented stories. Verde is our news and features magazine. We occasionally have a science-oriented story, but Veritas is going to be, mostly science.
That's really cool, and I think that's much needed in Pally. Like you said, we need more application experience stories out there, so I think that's really important that you guys are doing that. Thank you so much for joining me, Frances.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is a really awesome project.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Well, that does it for today's episode. Be sure to visit our website to check out old episodes, check the bulletin, or send us an email. Until next time, have a great day, Pally.